I just wanted to update you guys on something. And before I begin, just remember, I'm just a dude on the internet, all right? My opinions don't really matter. You don't have to give my opinions weight if you don't want to. Everybody can enjoy the things that they want to enjoy. But I got to talk about something because it was just on my mind because yesterday I did decide to check out Trigun Stampede. Now, if you guys remember, when the first trailers for Trigun Stampede were coming out, I was very, very critical of the trailers because, quite simply, full stop, blunt as I can be, I just don't vibe with the animation style. I don't like CGI anime. I'm not a fan of it. There isn't really any CGI anime out there I could think of that I enjoy the animation style of. I didn't like the trailers when it came out. It seemed too blocky. It seemed stunted. It just seemed like it wasn't going to be something that I was going to enjoy. So I was very critical of the trailers when they came out. And I just decided that I'm probably not going to watch it. It did inspire me, though, of course, to go back and rewatch the original 90s series, which I did a review for. I'll link that in the description below if you're curious of my opinions on the 90s anime. But I also got to say that even though I love the 90s anime, I'm not going to pretend that I'm like the biggest Trigun fan in the world because I've never read the manga. I always plan to. It's something I still plan to get to in the future, but I've never checked out the manga. So my frame of reference for Trigun is the original 90s anime. I like the kind of gritty, hand-drawn aesthetic. I like the way that Vash looks. Vash and, of course, Johnny Young Bosch playing the character in the English dub. You know, that sold me. That's what I watched when I was younger. That's when I watched when it was on Adult Swim. I got the nostalgia vibes to it, although I do think it still holds up pretty well, even though the first couple episodes, the animation is a little wonky, but I think for the most part, it still holds up really, really well. And that's my frame of reference for Trigun. So I didn't really want to watch Trigun Stampede because I just didn't care for the animation style. But the thing that made me check it out was because they did decide to bring Johnny Young Bosch back as the voice of Vash. And I know I've already lost a lot of you because there's a lot of anime watchers that only watch it in Japanese and subtitled, and that's totally fine. That's totally cool. I don't have a problem with that. I'm not in the dub versus sub debate. I'm just pretty much a guy that watches it however I want to. If there's a dub available, and I like the cast, I'll watch the dub. If there's no dub available, fine, that's cool. I'll watch it in Japanese. That's fine. But when it came to Trigun, I wasn't going to watch it at all. But they said that they casted Johnny Young Bosch back as Vash. And what can I say? My curiosity got to me. I wanted to check it out. I just wanted to hear like Vash's voice again. I just wanted to hear it. I wanted to see what it was like. And I am a massive supporter of Johnny Young Bosch. I've always loved him ever since the Power Rangers, Adam the Black Ranger. He's also voiced a ton of other characters that I love. So I've just always kind of been a fan of this guy. And I don't know. That's what won me over. That's what sold me. So I checked out. They have the first 2 episodes of Trigun Stampede dubbed right now on Crunchyroll. And I watched the first 2 episodes, and I have both positive and negative things to say about it. I think on the positive end is that first of all, well, let's start with Johnny Young Bosch. First of all, he fits right back into character. First of all, I can't believe how well his voice still sounds as Vash. It sounds exactly, I know it's the same guy, but after 20 years, some people's voice changes, some people's voice gets deeper. Like if you look at like Chris Sabat, and his Vegeta from back in the 90s and his Vegeta now, it sounds like almost completely different just because his voice has naturally changed over time. But Johnny Young Bosch's voice as Vash just feels like it could have been picked up right from the last episode. It's a different continuity, but it is, in terms of tone and his performance and the way that he plays Vash, it is just exactly the same. It is exactly the same, and the Vash character in the show is great. What I will say about the show is that I think the vibe, the tone, the feeling of it, and especially Vash, the character, is fantastic. I think that it's exactly how the character needs to be. I think this is exactly the tone of the world that it needs to be. I love the feeling of it, the vibe of it, and I like where the storyline is going. I liked how it changed it up a little bit, and you learn about knives right from episode 1, where Vash says that he has a brother. That's something they held off on in the 90s anime and didn't bring up till a little bit later. But you find that out right away. So instead of it being a plot twist or reveal, it's something that we are aware of which gives this kind of like impending threat kind of coming up of things that could possibly happen. So I like that. I love the duel that Vash had and the way that he handled it in episode 1, and his conversation with the 2 villains from episode 2, saying that he doesn't wish to harm them and his pacifist nature. You know, I have a thing for pacifist characters that can still kick a bunch of ass when they want to, you know, and Vash is one of my favorites and always has been. But here's my gripes with it, though. And I will say, I'll start with this. No Millie. Where is Millie, and why is she replaced with some old character that's named like Robert De Niro or something like that? What is that? Who is this character? Is this character from the manga? Somebody, manga readers, please inform me, because I legitimately don't know. I'm curious. Is this character in the manga? Because this character sucks compared to Millie. All right, okay, granted, I've only got 2 episodes with him. Okay, I'll give it time. But as of right now, the dynamic between Meryl and Millie was so much more fun, so much more engaging, and so much more delightful to watch than the dynamic between Meryl and Roberto, or whatever his name is. Like, I don't understand why they swapped her out for this character, especially if they're going to be introducing Wolfwood, because she's basically a love interest for him. So is Millie going to show up at some point? Or are they ignoring Millie completely? And I really just, I miss her, man. I miss her. She's like, she's one of the best characters. And it's just like Vash, Wolfwood, Meryl, and Millie. Like, that is my team, you know? And it just feels weird to have this other character here. And yeah, they could introduce another character, but why do they have to swap Millie out in order to have him in there? So that is just strange to me. If somebody could explain that, if any manga readers want to explain that, if it makes more sense, if it's following the manga more directly, I don't know. And then circling back, I'll end the video again with the animation style. It still bothers me. I'm not going to lie. I can't sugarcoat it. I can't just pretend. It still bothers me. I'm not saying it's bad. Here's the difference, though, is that I am not going to say that the animation of Trigun Stampede is bad, because it is not. It is done very, very, very well. You can tell they took a lot of time and effort and energy and put that into the show. And I would never say that the animation of Trigun Stampede is bad after watching those 2 episodes. However, it is just not an animation style that I enjoy. So this is coming down to personal preference. This is not a slight against the show. This is not a slight against the anime staff that worked really hard on it. I'm not saying anything bad about them. I'm just saying, for me, I don't like this animation style. I don't like the way it looks. I don't like the way that the characters move. Some of the action sequences, it's all right, but at the same time, it's just going so fast and frenetically, and it's just like the camera's twisting around and swooping, and maybe that looks really cool to a lot of people. To me, I don't know. I just kind of lose my place in what's happening, and I feel like it's like too much. Maybe I'm just a grumpy old man. I don't know what it is. But I'm just not vibing with the animation style, which sucks, because as far as the storyline and Vash's character and the tone of the world and the music too is very good. I feel like I would really like this show if it had like that, either that classic 2D animation style, or at least like an animation style like you know, some other current anime like a Chainsaw Man or something like that. Like and I feel really bad because I'm not shit talking the show. It's just I just can't get on board with the animation style. It just bothers me. It's a headache to look at for me. And that's a personal thing. So I don't know. I'm in kind of this weird place right now because I kind of want to keep watching it. I'll wait for the English dub, but I kind of want to keep watching it. But I'm really annoyed that Millie is just not here for some reason. Maybe that's a manga reason. I don't know. And the animation, it annoys me. I don't know. There's something about it that bothers me. There are times where it's fine, and I think it's mostly fine where the characters are doing simplistic things. But I think that as it gets more kind of chaotic, there's something about it that just rubs me the wrong way. Maybe I'm alone in this, and that's why I'm saying I'm just a dude on the internet. You don't have to, look, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's an anime, all right? Everybody can just enjoy or not enjoy it. It's fine. I just wanted to give my 2 cents because I figured some people were probably curious. Some people were asking me if I was going to watch it. I did review the original Trigun, and I am a big fan of the original Trigun, so I just felt like it was time to make a video and just give my 2 cents on it. And that's really all this is. It's just my 2 cents. You don't have to take it too seriously. It doesn't matter, all right? Like I said, I'm just some weird ginger dude on the internet. It's fine. But that's how I'm feeling about it right now. So I think that I'll keep watching it, but Those two things are bothering me. But the story and Vash, the character, and Meryl, I'm digging those, and I'm excited to get to Wolfwood. I'm excited to get to Knives. So I'll keep watching it. I will keep watching it, but I just wish the animation style was different. And that's where I'm at. So let me know what you guys think about Trigun Stampede, if you've been checking it out, if you've been watching it. I am only going to watch the English dub because I need Johnny Young Bosch's voice. I need that as Vash. I just have to. I have to inject it into my veins. It's just how I hear Vash, and I just can't hear it any other way. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Comment it to help it out in the algorithm. If you want to support the channel on that deeper level, I do have a Patreon, channel memberships, merch store, all that stuff. And other than that, guys, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll talk to you next time.